Good afternoon. Look forward to going over our sale preview. This is our third and final day of the bull sales, and we appreciate all the customers that have bought the last couple of days, and it's going to be exciting to see these bulls go to work for people. And I think there's a lot of opportunities, and we've talked about it each day, but a lot of these bulls are green, and they haven't been exposed to much, but they've got the pedigree and the quality, and there's a lot of really good bulls in this third day of the offering. And actually there's a lot of breed bulls, bulls that we've actually bred to, bulls we consider as great breeding bulls that are included in this offering. So I guess with that, we're ready to roll through these, and we won't take too much of your time, but our first lot in tonight's offering is 85H, which is a Washita Wizard son out of F85, a Hocus Pocus out of W70. This is a 4-year-old bull, and let H tell you more about it.
We bucked him a few times, and let's don't call him green, let's call him fresh. And this one's fresh. He's ready to go. 4 years old, and we bucked him out of the right a couple times. He's in the gate to the right, and he's a good-looking little brindle. He don't weigh but 1,250, 1,300 pounds. He's a little guy, but he really wants to buck. I would love to see a cowboy on him. I bet he's gonna do the deal. With the dummy, he's up off the ground, kicking, spinning right in the gate. Just what you want him to do. If you can buck him on the left, and he's a couple around the right. He's definitely in the right lead, whatever side you put him on, and kicks and bucks hard.
Well, that's the kind of bull that's going to step up and probably not make us not look very smart.
Well, that's
there's
not hard to
a
do.
lot of talent, yeah, but there's a lot of talent there. And
Yeah, he's a nice bull.
Okay, then we roll into lot 2. Actually, we're going to sell him as a breed bull, and this is H-1, which is a 33T double oak son out of 997W. One of the great cows that's been here on the ranch, and I tell you, that double oak has been a sire. Very limited use. I mean, really, his percentages of how he's impacted both the bulls and the females have been impressive, because I mean, we had very little semen on that bull, and these things have been buckers, and the females are producers as well.
Yeah, and double oak was a stud. You know, he was a specimen. He looked the part, and he really bucked too, and his calves are the same deal. They all have that same look, and this bull here is got it. He looks actually a lot like double oak. He's got the little big hump, and the horns stick straight up, and he's a specimen. He's a big, deep brisket and shallow in his flanks. He's made to buck, and he's got a big hawk, and he probably done it in a bullfight. I don't know when he done it or how he done it, but it's what he's got, and it comes with him. But he's a full buck brother to Frequent Flyer, and Frequent Flyer was a specimen, 94 and a half at the Heritage. I think he was 94 at the finals when he won the world title as a 2-year-old, and just
made a short round bull, great sire on top of
and
it.
Overcome a career-ending injury. They actually give him 0 chance to be an athlete, and they gave him like 15% chance to be a breeding bull. It was next to nothing to even breed cows, and he won 3rd in his classic year as a 4-year-old, and it was just a special bull, and this H-1 is a full brother to him, so could be a really unique opportunity, and there won't be any more of these. You'll have the only one of them.
That's pretty special right there. Not only pedigree on top and bottom. I mean, that's going to be something special. Then we go to lot 3 is G11, and this is another bull that's been semen tested, and we can sure consider as a breeding bull. And he's a 5-year-old, pretty unique pedigree here. He's a Pearl Harbor out of T8, so he'd be a maternal sib to Bruiser, sired by a great bull there in Pearl Harbor. This is a pretty special bull here as well.
Yeah, he's a big sucker too. I bet he weigh 1,800. He's big, brindle, flat horn, big hump, just straight across his back, and this wide, carries a lot of meat, and he's a big, nice bull. And the Pearl Harbors, and a lot of that. Well, that cow's big. That TH, she's a big wide back cow too. Bruiser's down, and Pearl Harbor was just a specimen. I bet that bull weighed 2,000, and buck like he weighed 1,200. You know, and the Pearl Harbors are starting to show up in a big way on tour. You know, they really kind of flew under the radar, or in the futurity, I just don't remember seeing them. But and this G11's wasn't very good at all with the dummy, just kind of lumbered out across there. And I put a cowboy on him first time the other day, and man, he come to life. I was like, oh my goodness, you know, and this big sucker tried to buck, and first time, you know, ever with a cowboy, never offered to do much with a dummy. So, and that's kind of what you're gonna get, I think, out of that deal. But you know, I think it's a good idea to you know, Pearl Harbor was 93 points with the box, and he was a 2-year-old. So, and Bruiser was 90 a couple times when he was a 2-year-old. So, the pedigree's not. I mean, it's there. The potential to have a futurity breeder out of G11 is there, but G11 did not buck with that box. But he is going to make a bucking bull, and he is sound to buck. And I semen tested him just so everybody, if someone was interested in making a breeding bull out of him, it's good. It's good to go.
Well, he definitely, there's no doubt about it. I mean, with his pedigree, he's one that is a breeding bull. I mean,
well, and if you're
two ways about it,
you know, and a lot of people, and as high as cattle are right now, it's something to probably be thinking about. But he's a dark brindle, and he's a big wide back meat carrying bull that is gonna, if they don't buck,
they got to put some pounds on the ground.
Yeah, they got a place to go.
Right. All right. Well, next we're going to roll into lot 4, and this one was probably a shocker for anybody that looked on this sale offering. But this is 5H. This is cold rolled. This is the American Heritage Futurity former champion bull that we bred to. We've got a lot of faith in, and you know, it's probably throws a shock to a lot of people, like say, that we would even offer a bull like this, because his sons that we sold in our first set of yearlings we sold, those calves averaged over $20,000. So it's pretty evident that he's going to be a breeding bull. He did have a injury there and kind of set him back there. But that's a heck of a good bull that's been semen tested, and I mean, he really doesn't have much more to prove.
No, his semen's good, and his calf's buck, and he's buck. He's a nice bull, but he's not going to be a short rounder, and that's what we were expecting. And we bred to him a bunch and got a bunch of daughters that we're going to keep by him, and
there'll be more of these sons out of him they'll see this fall. I mean, you're going to see a lot.
No, for sure.
You're going to see a lot of these sons still.
There's some more good calves. The yearlings are good. They're good by him, and there's going to be some more of them. Like I say, we sold 2 of them were on the top of the list in the yearling sale this past 2 weeks ago.
Half interest,
yeah. So no, he's definitely not a dud in the sire pen, and he's a nice bull to take and buck, and not a hole in him, just kick and spin, and a really nice bull. But he's not one they're going to be. He's not going to be a short rounder. You know, I don't think they're gonna. He's one they can be 88 points on, and he's got a seat, and for the guys going to the team deals or wanting one that's up and down and kicks hard, shows good, but's got a seat, that's him. And you can turn him out on your cows in the meantime. So he's got a resume and a pedigree to go along with it, and I really think he'd be a nice team bull. We bucked him a couple of times last summer, and they were 87.5 on him once, maybe 88 on him once, but a really nice bull. And if they didn't ride him, they got close to riding him. You know, he was up and down and turning right there and bucking. He's the right kind. You know, he fits in a lot of places.
All right, then we're going to go to lot number 5. This will be 43G, which is a Showtime son out of 427B, a fire show daughter, a 5-year-old bull, 43G lot 5.
Yeah, really good looking bull. He's yellow, wide back, good made bull. Showtime son, like you said, and he's got the actually double bred Showtime, but he's got that kick, that Showtime up and down and kicks right through it. And actually, I got cased. My nephew got on him yesterday, and he turned right in the gate and bucked. Like, really, really nice bull. Turned right there and kicked and bucked hard. And Case kind of cut the corner and got down in there, and he faded away from him. But he's, sure enough, that was his second time we bucked him with a cowboy, and he's impressive. He gets off the ground and kicks through it. And like I think this bull will be good enough to go anywhere. He can go the bull riding, he can go rodeo, he can go do anything. And I didn't semen check him, but he's bred to the hilt, you know. Like he goes back to, you know, the grump on the back was actually a futurity world champion with fire show on the top. He's stacked in there top to bottom, and he's a nice bull to take and buck, like really bucks hard.
All right, now we're going to move into lot number 7, and another kind of a shocker to me when I first saw the list. But this 23H, this is Babyface Nelson. This is a 4-year-old bull, and once again, he has been semen tested. He's out of the lot 26. You talking about pedigree and proven producing cow. Sired by 75D, the great Brutus son that actually has produced a lot with very limited use once again. But Babyface Nelson wins over $60,000 himself, and he's still ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, he's sound. Well, he's got a little bump on one of his hocks, but it's never bothered him. It's been there since he was a calf, and he'll turn. We bucked him this winter, and he turned back right in the gate and bucked good. And just was a little superstar as a futurity calf, just springy and kick really hard and just try to kick his back feet off and do it right in the gate, and just full of it. You know, his feet didn't stay on the ground. He was a bucker and still is. And we bred to him, and we'll have two. Well, Bart bred him 1 year, and I bred him 1 year, so there'll be 2 little sets of calves coming out of him. And they'll probably show out since I got him in this sale, but
well, you know, Fairless just got stronger though. I mean, even when he got to be a 5 or 6 year old, we may just be starting to see what potential he's got there
sure.
too.
You know, and that is one thing. He's not great big, and that's the only drawback to him is he's not. He's a, you know, early 4-year-old, but I kept those calves light when they were 2, so I did set them back just those skosh, you know. So he'll grow till he's 5 past, and yeah, no telling. The best of him might be yet to come.
That's right. Then we go to lot number 8 to be the next one. This will be 69G, a 5-year-old Showtime son out of 69B, a high wire daughter, which goes back to the great addiction. A lot of great pedigree here in this 5-year-old.
Yeah, this thing's got horns so long we can't hardly get in the chute. But just a little short bodied, wide back thing, and he turns right in the gate, and that's what he's always done. And he'll kick at the flank and turn right there. Just a good, nice bull that the bull riders love to come get on, and not going to scare nobody besides them big horns. Just get a good picture on him, I guess. But he's right in the gate, turns, and make a nice team bull and something to that effect. But not going to ever be a short rounder, I don't think. But bred really good, and just like I said, in the gate, turning, bucking, kicking. I've never had a cowboy on him, but I could just imagine that's going to be him. Same deal that he's always done.
Right. Then we roll to lot number 9, and this will be 102H Chemist. This is just a 4-year-old bruiser son out of a high tensile female goes back to B53, Smooth Move daughter. They're actually one that's out of the ET program on that bottom side, but a bruiser son, just a 4-year-old here, H.
Yeah. No, and this sucker is huge. He's a big, great made. I mean, he is really put together. Big old Red Bull, and he'll turn right in the gate and buck, and he's got tons of intensity. He gets off the ground and kicks through it, and he doesn't just break over and get steep, but he gets in the air good and kicks through it. And the bull riders are gonna love him. He'd make a great team bull. He's got a lot of intensity and a lot of action, and he's big, and there's a lot of stuff going on everywhere, but right where the bull riders sit, I think he's got a pretty good seat, and could be worth his weight in gold to go to them team deals. Like he's sure enough the kind, and he's been bucked just a little bit. Probably got 3 outs with a cowboy, and he's done it every time. Just sure enough a nice bull.
And and that's like I say, the 4-year-old with that, so we got a lot of life left in here. What we're doing here.
We're going here, 15 or 11.
Okay, then we're going to skip down to lot 11 will be our next one. This will be G5, and this is another special opportunity in my opinion. This is a full brother to the world champion Long John. Showtime out of the 510/4 donor cow. This is quite an opportunity for a breeding bull here as well that's been semen tested. G5, he's all right.
Yeah, he's a big black. He's the only bull that I can remember that was become black out of that mating, and he's big stand up black bull, and he'll turn back out of the right. We bucked him 2 or 3 times with a cowboy, and he just up and down, kick right in the same tracks and go around the right. And we took him to Fort Worth once and bucked him, and we didn't get a video, but he turned back there and bucked good. But he's gonna make a nice bull, but I think most of his value is gonna come on the breeding side of things. And the full brother to Long John, and they just every one of them we bred to is hit. We hadn't missed with one yet.
Well, and those Long John females are working so good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, across the board they are, but they really are. And the sons, like you say, a full brother to Long John, and I've yet to not have one that produces at a high level. They just put that snap and kick in them. It's just bred in there. It come from Showtime and Mudslinger, and it's just there, and it ain't going nowhere. And it's gonna, and whatever it seems like, whatever you cross them with, that's the bottom end of them. Even if they're not cranking it right in the gate, they still have that up and down, that kick. They're good property. And they will put that drop and kick in your cattle.
Then we're going to lot number 12 will be our next one. This is 106H. This is Fort Knox. He is a 24C hard knock son, and there's not a lot of those out there. And then out of a high tensile daughter that goes back to hardcore on the bottom side, but just a 4-year-old here in this 106H.
Yeah. No, and I've hauled this bull. He's had probably, maybe 15 outs here in the last 6 months, maybe. But he's been on the truck and just kicks and spins. He'll look left and go right, or he'll go left right in the gate. But just a big stout black, and gonna do it every time. And the guys like to get on him. He stands good in the chute, and he kicks and spins. He'll go either way out of the left, and just not a phony bone in his body. It's a really nice bull.
All right, well then we're going to lot number 13. This is Ot 7H. This is another bruiser son, just a 4-year-old out of Y27. So we're bringing a lot of pedigree together in this one here as well. Ot 7H.
Yeah, he's a stand-up, good-made black, and we bucked him this other day. We got a cowboy on him, and a couple Brazilian boys got on some, and he bucked. I bucked him out of left, and he was a couple on around and bucked hard. Really hard, actually. Got off the ground, kicked through it, but really, really nice bull.
All right, then we're going to lot number 14. This is 175H. This is a 4-year-old sired by Quick Fix out of 75E, which is a long john out of a crazy train on the bottom side, a 4-year-old once again.
Yeah, and you're just you're kind of in the dark on this one because I hadn't got him bucked, but he jumps and kicks hard, and he's out there a couple and he'll turn, but he gets off the ground and kicks through it. Like, I think you put a cowboy on him, it won't take 1 or 2 trips and he'll be whirling, doing what they're bred to do. But with the dummy, he didn't just turn right there. But he's a nice calf and big stout calf, and like you said, you see that long john on the bottom side there, and he's got that up and down, that kick coming through there.
Right. Then we're going to lot number 15. This will be H23, a Showtime son out of a Surefire, going back to the 27A, last call daughter, just a 4-year-old here again.
Yeah. We bucked this bull. He was always pretty dang special, and he wants to go left, and out of the left he would get too close almost every time. You just couldn't hardly get him out of there where he got clean. And then he would try to go right, and he don't want to go right, but he'd get turned too close. He'd get him in the right lead, and he'd finally go down the chutes, couple jumps, and then he'd get off the fence, and here he'd come. So we moved him to the right the other day just to give him a place to go, and this sucker set up and bucked. Now, I mean, he bucked hard. You could have marked him 92 probably. He was all there. Just set up and broke over and kicked and done it. And this is with the dummy, and he's yet to have a rider on him, but he's 4 years old. And if he knocks those tracks out with a cowboy, who knows he'd definitely be a short rounder, classic contender, the whole 9 yards. But Showtime on the top, Surefire on the bottom. He's bred to be that. That's what he's bred to do, and he dang sure bucked. Like it was just blowed my mind how good he was once I got him out of there where he could get clean and turn. He was pretty special.
All right, now we're going to lot number 16. This will be Ot 35 Hay Ring, which is a 29E son, a bruiser son on the top side. On the dam side, he's out of a Tan Lines daughter, which Tan Lines was a very popular many-time classic champion. This is a 4-year-old bull, Ot 35.
Yeah, this bull, my buddy Mike Oakes raised him and hauled him, and he was the Derby runner-up champ, and he's 4 now, and Mike just is, I think it's lake season, and he's ready to go do his lake.
He'll go to the lake. He hadn't had time.
Yeah, he's ready to get out of this bucking bull deal for a little bit, but he's a nice bull, and you buck him out of the right, and he turns right in the gate to the right. He's sure enough the right kind. And like I say, I don't know what his earnings are, but he won every time he took it.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Nice bull. Here we go to lot number 17 to be your next one. This will be 16H, another 4-year-old. This one's sired by Little Johnny, which we always just say Little Johnny, the full sib to Long John, but I'm not sure that he isn't making a pretty big statement himself in production. Then on the bottom side, out of a Hotel California female, goes all the way back to one of the great brokeback females on the bottom, but the 16H, a 4-year-old.
Yeah, no, this bull is really bred good, and that 325 cow has just got a ton of production. She's the dam to Flying Crazy, Flying Crazy. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
It's in that neighborhood, but
it's out that 25
she's had a couple of bulls, in the Bull of the Year race here in the last couple of years. But this bull is in the gate to the left and kicks right through it, and that's him every single time. He is in the gate. You swing the gate and he's right there kicking and bucking, just in the gate to the left, kicks right through it, and sure enough, a nice bull. And like I say, and with them things are 4 years old, and they kick and turn with that kind of intensity, and with that dummy, it's 9 times out of 10 they do it when you put a cowboy on them.
Right. Well, you take those bulls that's got there's some age on them. These 4-year-olds that are that fresh, like you say. I mean, you've got a lot coming to you. I mean, those
and
bulls are going to
this
last.
bull didn't get 50 trips with the dummy, and he didn't get beat up when he was 3 years old, and but you know, you can run him in there and he'll stand. You put the dummy on him. We've sat on him, scratched on him. They've been in and out of there, and we've run them through the chute. So a lot of the work's been done. The groundwork has been laid. They're ready to go to town, and this bull, I bet you anything, he would turn right in the gate and kick, and the bull riders will love him.
Right. Then we're going to lot number 19 to be your next one. And we're going to sell this bull as a breeding bull. This is another one that's got a pretty good name around here, but 41B Bar, a cool customer, surefire son, out of a bad yeller cow. He's a bull that kind of had a career-ending injury. I mean, he's 10 years old, but I mean, I can tell you personally, I had him at my place there year before last, and actually the first year that he was sure enough crippled up, I guess that year after that, I had him there, and he is a breeding cat. Now, you talking about one that gets out and covers cows, and I mean, did a good job. He's still not 100%, but you talking about one that'll breed cows, and he gets out there and goes to work. Mm-hmm. But he's a champion in himself. I mean, he won a lot. He was kind of a running buddy there with Chiseled. That's a pretty nice bull right there.
Yeah, he was.
And then you've had good calves out of him.
Yeah, his calves are cool. His calves take after him a lot, and they have the same style of bucking, and the way he goes about things, they do the same way. And but you know, he bucks. He's in the short round every time. Every week he was a short rounder, and just really got in there and kicked through it and come left, and just sure enough, nice bull, and really got off the ground and kicked, and his calves do the same deal. And you know, cool customer was he done that with a dummy, but he's really shined with cowboy, and I think that's what you're gonna see out of these cool customer calves. They turn back and get in there and kick and buck with a dummy, but they're gonna shine when it's time for the rider. Right.
Then we're going to lot number 20, and this will be H49. He's a 16C strange cargo son out of the Great Cow, the 978W. That's our elite producer around here. And this bull, with that pedigree, no doubt we got him semen tested, and we know somebody will be wanting to put him out on cows. But he's just a 4-year-old. I mean, he's not just a breeding bull.
No, and he's 4 years old, and he's had 3 or 4 outs, and he's gonna be a nice bull. But the strange cargo over the dam to black and blue, and many other bulls like that cow on the bottom just is pretty stout, and pretty neat deal. You know, the test fire 16-132. It's just a pretty neat combination, and he's a big, good looking brindle. He's the right kind, and
yeah, he really does stack up two of the best cow families that's ever been.
He's stacked up top and bottom. He should make somebody a really nice breeding bull, and the guy can still take him rodeo and do whatever you're gonna do there with him. But his breeding is where his worth is.
Right. And then we're gonna go to lot number 21, and this is 27G, a 5-year-old bull sired by Hocus Pocus out of a bruiser daughter on the bottom side. And you talk about one that's loaded with pedigree. This one here's got the pedigree. Once again, a fresh 5-year-old.
Yeah, and we've been bucking him with a dummy, and he would just jump in there and kick, and then he'd go out there 3 or 4 jumps, and then he'd turn around the right. And finally got a cowboy on him yesterday, and he just up and down right there, stacked up, kind of pushed back, and here he comes around the right. Just really nice bull. And my little bull rider just set his hips and got around there and rode him 7 seconds to be 87, 88. Like he's a really nice bull for his first rider trip. Like I say, he's 5 years old and fresh and ready to go to town, and a little bull, but buck's big. Like gets off the ground and kicks and does everything they're supposed to do.
Right. Then we're going to lot number 22, and this will be 103H. This is Cold Brew. He's a Juju son, a 4-year-old out of 83D. This would be a pretty nice kid up here, or a bull that's actually been semen tested and ready to breed too as well. But he's just a 4-year-old.
Yeah, he's 4 years old, and he's got a big knee on the front, and it's went down a lot, but it's still there. And I've had him up in a pen there by himself, and I've tried to sweat the thing down, and it has went down, but he's got something going on. I haven't taken him and got it x-rayed or anything like that, but he gets around really good, but it's big, and I sure wouldn't worry about him breeding cows, but I wouldn't say you could buck him. I sure wouldn't say you could buck him. It's like that knee's stiff. Like he moves it and bends it, but when he lays down, you can tell it don't just lay straight out flat. It's got something going on there. But this has been going on for a good 5 months, so we're gonna sell him as a breeding bull. But double bred Showtime out of 997W, the dam to frequent flyer. So pedigree wise, it's hard to beat it. And I don't know what his earnings were, but I bet they were 60,000 in that neighborhood. He won a lot of money and would turn back and really buck, like just in the gate to the left and kick right through it. And buck with a dummy and same buck with a cowboy, and then he got this injury, and that's where we're at on that. He's just we're gonna sell him as a breeding bull.
Right. Well, that wraps up our preview for tonight's offering, and I think as you can see for the last few nights here, the bulls are being offered. There's some opportunities, and you need to pay attention to what's going on. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to John or HD, and they'll sure help you in any way and tell you what's going on. There's a lot of these, like I say, there's not a lot of information about them, but you're talking about some breeding bulls. There's some really, really sure true shot breeding bulls in this group. But we appreciate your interest. Hope you're successful buying. Good luck. See you down the road.